Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Please excuse how sweaty I look. It is 37 degrees today. Yeah, it's been a day. And that is why I am also looking a bit more like an egg, because I had to put this hair up or I would want to rip my own skin off. So I thought for today's video, we can keep it nice and easy because it is so hot. I don't want to do anything that requires too much effort. So in my last video, what do? We went through all the books I've bought over the last couple months, updated my TBR on Goodreads, and updated my reading journal. So I thought for today's video, going on from that, I thought I would just take you guys through my entire TBR. So I have pulled every book off my bookcase that is on my TBR. They are sitting just here. And we're just going to whiz through them all. I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet because there's a lot here. And if I waffle, this will be a very long video. So yeah, let's go through my TBR. First up, we have Alchemized by Senlin Yu. I hope I'm saying that correctly. I believe this is an adaptation from the fanfiction Manacled, same author, but Manacled was based off the Harry Potter universe, so they've obviously had to rewrite it to be published, so that's what this one is. Where should I put them? Maybe I'll put them behind me. I have a little table back here, maybe once the stack grows. Next up, we have Light Wielder by Rachel Schneider. So this is obviously the continuation on from Metal Slinger, which I gave 5 stars. So I'm very excited to get around to this one. Another continuation, we have Fury Bound by Sable Sorensen. I think I gave Dire Bound 4 stars, so very excited to get around to this one. Next we have And Now Back to You by BK Borison. I explained in my last video that I've accidentally bought the second book and not the first one. Still need to buy the first one before I get around to this one. Then we have Paladin's Grace by T. King Fisher. I believe this is a cozy fantasy. I haven't read many cozy fantasy, so I'm excited to get around to this one. Next we have Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. Obviously I will likely save this one until the autumn season because I always do a Twilight rerun around this time of year, sort of September, October time. And I read this series for the first time last autumn and I wanted to break up reading that series and then reading Midnight Sun because I believe this is Twilight, but from Edward's perspective. So I didn't want to read Twilight and then read Midnight Sun like a week later. So I thought if I give it a year, this sort of October, autumn time, I will read this one. Next up, I will lump these ones together, but I have the first 3 Percy Jackson books. So I've got Percy Jackson, The Lightning Thief, Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters, and Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse. I've never read these. I really enjoyed the movies, but I know that they were probably inaccurate as most book adaptations are, which is why they've done a TV series, but I haven't seen that either. So I would like to read these before I watch the show. So as I've mentioned in a couple of my videos, I have been wanting to read more classics. So I currently have Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. And then I have Emma by Jane Austen. And then I also have Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. And then I have The Book of Dust, Book 2. So this is The Secret Commonwealth. I read the first book as an audiobook maybe a year or so ago and I really enjoyed it, but I didn't own this one. And I don't like continuing series that I don't physically own. So now that I've got it, I can continue. And this one's a bit rogue because it's the 3rd book in a series. Once I finish The Book of Dust, I do want to get around to His Dark Materials. And I found this one in a charity shop for 50p, so that's why I grabbed it. So it is the 3rd book, The Amber Spyglass. So yeah, I obviously haven't read the first 2, so I have no idea what this one entails, but I watched The Golden Compass as a kid and absolutely loved it. And then I started watching the His Dark Materials TV show, but I was at uni and life got in the way, so I never finished it. But I really want to read them before I commit to fully watching the series. And then I'll lump these together as well because I'm not taking them out of the box. I have the Mistborn trilogy. Obviously, heard wonderful things. I've never read Brandon Sanderson, so I'm excited to start that. Next up, I have Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. So this was one of my sort of favourite films growing up as a kid, and I've never read it, and I saw this beautiful edition. It's got gold edging, and I saw it and I just thought, that is stunning, and I've never read it, so I wanted it. Next, I have The Couple at the Table by Sophie Hannah. Mentioned this one in my last video. So this is a thriller that I got from Ryan's mum, who was giving some books away. Then I have Neon Gods by Katie Robert. This has been on my TBR, I want to say for years at this point. When I first got back into reading, I kind of got a bit crazy, bought a crap ton of books at once, and then I was getting more excited every time new books came out and kept buying the new books as well. And this one has just kind of fallen to the back of my list, but I do want to get around to this one. This one I am currently reading at the moment, but I'm only like 10% of the way in. But it is Firstborn of the Sun by Marvelous Michael Anson. Yeah, it's just got a nice little orange sprayed edge, and I believe it is signed. I might be wrong. Oh no, it is signed. And then next up, I have The Night Ends with Fire by KX Song. And this one was actually it came in some sort of like book subscription box, and I bought it off of someone. Like, I didn't actually have the book subscription, but it has this beautiful sprayed edging, and the cover is just stunning. I'll pop up a thing of what the actual cover is supposed to look like, but let me just show you some of the artwork in here. I completely forgot how gorgeous that was. I bought this a good couple years ago, and I kind of assumed that this was the only pretty thing about it. I forgot how gorgeous it was underneath, so this is going next on my TBR, just for how pretty it is. It is a Mulan retelling, I believe, and Mulan is a top tier princess, so very, very excited. Next we have What Sleeps Within the Cove by Harper L. Woods. So I don't actually know if I'm going to get around to this one, to be honest. When I first got back into reading, I want to say 2022, I ended up reading the Flesh and Bone series books, like back to back to back. Like the first 3 were out? Yes, the first 3 were out. And I read them basically in one sitting. I literally read one, finished it, read the next one, finished it, read the next one, finished it. And I think that was like springtime, and this one was promised to come out like that September, October, and it got delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. And I think it came out maybe like 2 years later, which I know is not outrageous, and a lot of books do that. But I think because it was supposed to have come out the same year I read it, when it finally showed up, I was like, like I've kind of moved on to bigger and better things, but I've got a lot of time on my hands with my new job and the ability to listen to a lot of audiobooks, so who knows, maybe this one will end up in the mix. We'll see. Now, this one I know is basically like entry-level book talk book. If you're sort of on the fantasy, romance, can't think of any other words, but I know that like sort of every book talker, book YouTuber I've watched have read this book and loved it, and I have never, so I'm very excited to read it. And it is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I know, I haven't read this one. I have read Daisy Jones and the Six, but that is the only Taylor Jenkins Reid book I've read. I've obviously got this one, and then I have another one in the mix down here, but this one I know is like a fan favourite, so I can't wait to get around to this one. And I think I found this one in a little free library that I just stumbled upon, so that's why I snatched it up. Wow, that pile is growing. I'll also keep a running tally of how many I've got. I think I've got about 60 was my last count, but I'll keep a tally somewhere on the screen. Next up, I have Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. So this is obviously next in the... Oops. This is obviously the next book in the Red Rising series. I really, really enjoyed the first one. Can't wait to see what happens next. I will be getting to this one ASAP. Also, very good audiobook, by the way. Irish narrator. Irish male narrator, which I haven't had before. Loved it. Can't wait to hear more. Another book that has been sitting on my TBR probably since the beginning of me getting back into reading is King of Battle and Blood by Scarlett St. Clair. I think this one was really making the rounds when I first started reading romantasy, and I bought it, and then like all my other books, I just kept buying them, and this one just kept getting pushed back. Put my teeth in. I honestly had forgotten what it's about, but I'm determined to tick this off at some point. Oh my god, we've got so many to go. Okay, we have Fight by Sloane St. James. Mentioned this one in my last book. Never read a smutty fireman book before, but we'll see how it goes. Another classic I'm really wanting to get round to is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I've heard fantastic things about this one. Can't wait to read it. I'll let you guys know what I think. Then we have Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. So I know there's quite a lot of discourse surrounding the Powerless series, which I have read and loved. That was before I knew that this series existed. So I would like to give this its flowers and give it the time of day and read it, because I loved Powerless, but I know that there's a lot of similarities and this one came first. So I'm going to read this one. Now, this one I got in a blind date with a book. Oh my god, I nearly dropped it. It is What She Did by Karen Cole. I believe it is another thriller. Yes, another thriller. I haven't read too many, but I now have a few on my TBR, so I will add this one to the mix. Wow, those stacks are growing. Now, this book I have heard a lot of great things about, as well as the TV series, which I am yet to watch, but it is Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmus. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Now, I know that the TV show, is it Brie Larson? I know that everyone raves about it. I've seen a few people read this and love it as well. So I will read this and then watch it. Let me know if you want my thoughts on both or a video on both, but can't wait to get around to it. Oh my god, it's so hot. Next, A Language of Dragons by S.F. Williamson. This one cropped up in my last video, but in case you didn't see it, stunning sprayed edge. Obviously, fantasy, dragons, and set in London, so can't wait to read that. I might need to make a fourth stack, or it's going to start getting precarious. Next, this is cropped up in, I think, more or less every video I've posted this year. Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Erin is highly rated. I need to read it before she hunts me down and makes me read it. Erin, it's coming, I promise, and I will let you know my thoughts. Next, we have Heavenly Bodies by Imani Eriu. I still haven't taken the sticker off. Please don't shoot me. Fated Mates, I believe. Yes. Fated Mates, stars, magic. Can't wait. Hopefully going to be a great time. Silver Cloak by L.K. Stephen. A fantasy where magic is based on pleasure and pain. Never heard anything like it. Can't wait to read it. Oh my god, there's still so many. Rapid fire. We have The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. Showed this in my last video, but in case you didn't see it, gorgeous sprayed edges. Next, All Fall Down by MJ Arledge. Another thriller. Donated to me by Ryan's mum, Jinx. Okay. Oh my god, a whole stack nearly just went off the back of my sofa. Maybe we'll go to that stack next. So I have a few different Harry Potter books that I want to get around to. So I've got The Tales of Beedle the Bard, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And then we have Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, The Crimes of Grindelwald. I don't know if this counts as a separate book, but I have Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the screenplay. If there is a difference, please tell me which one to read, but I'll probably read the other one first. We'll see. Full of Ruin and Wrath by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Red Sparrow by Jason Matthews. I've seen the film, but quite a few years ago now at this point, and I had no idea it was a book until I saw it in the shop, so I'm going to give it a go. A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness. I did try listening to this as an audiobook, and I don't know if maybe I was just slumping, but I couldn't really get into it. I think knowing it's quite chunky maybe put me off a bit, but I'm determined to read it because I've heard great things, so I will give it another go. Then I have the first two books in the Naturals series. I don't know how many there are. Maybe it's a duology, I'm not sure, but I have The Naturals and Killer Instinct. The Redeemer by Joe Nesbo, another thriller. Let me rejig this. It'll do. And then I have all 7 of the Chronicles of Narnia books by C.S. Lewis. We're almost there. Next, I've got Primal Limits by Marissa Farrar and S.R. Jones. I believe these are a few books smushed into one big book, and I believe it is signed as well. It is. Oh my god, I got this in 2024. I need to read this ASAP. Hopefully you can read that. It is with glitter pen. And lastly, I have the 50 Shades of Grey series. These are all either charity shops, car boot sales, or from Jinx. Either one, or a combination of all of the above. But yes. And that is the last of them. Where do I put them? Okay, we did it. And that is a lot of books. I know some people have way more than this. Some people have way less. So it's subjective. To me, this is a lot of books for me to get through. And since I bought quite a few of these recently, I really don't want to buy any more until I've put another big dent in this. So hopefully I can do that with the rest of this year. And maybe we'll treat ourselves around my birthday or Christmas to some more books. But if there's any books here that you guys really think I should read next, please let me know in the comments. And I will obviously try and do a few different reading videos with these books to try and get my numbers down. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But yes, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.